I would just like to say that I'm in love with WandaVision. When the show was announced 2 years ago, my first thought was cool but weird. Actually, my very first thought was that the name was dumb. But my second thought was cool but weird. Wanda Maximoff is one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and her romance with Vision has been a great subplot. But you know, Vision's really dead. Why are they getting a show? And then we learned about the sitcom aspects, and I got excited. I've grown up with old TV sitcoms like Dick Van Dyke and The Andy Griffith Show, and the prospect of a superhero show in that style just sounded so cool. There was still some trepidation, but I was optimistic, and then the first 2 episodes came out. Obviously, spoilers. I love it! It's nearly everything I expected and hoped it to be. Setting the relationship between the 2 lovebirds in the sitcoms of television history was an inspired choice. The concept is sold by stellar set design and painstaking attention to detail, with static camera shots and rudimentary special effects. The comedy changes between the episodes as the era changes, with more innocent and happy-go-lucky humor for the 50s, and gradually more adult yet still tons of slapstick comedy for the 60s. Even the theme songs and the commercial breaks are fantastic. It's a love letter to television in the best ways possible. None of that would be quite so impressive if it weren't for the pitch-perfect performances by Olsen and Bettany. Most of their appearances in the MCU have been very dramatic, only really showing up in Age of Ultron, Civil War, and Infinity War. All of those movies are incredibly serious, so acting in this show must have been a weird transition. You'd never know, though, because both of them play the perfect sitcom couple. Well, perfectly. Bettany especially takes the formerly subdued Vision and turns him into a bumbling Van Dyke-style working man, and there's no love lost.
Olsen ends up with the smaller dramatic scenes, where one can see the cracks beginning to show under her cheery facade.
And of course, the supporting cast is also wonderful. Kathryn Hahn is the only one we've really seen a lot of, and she slots into the nosy neighbor role completely. And what of the smaller dramatic scenes?
Those are just as well done. The immediately noticeable changes, like the camera being allowed to move freely and the color red being the only noticeable color, are wonderful touches contributing to the air of mystery. There's a feeling of caution in both episodes, as if the couple, and you, shouldn't get too invested lest something terrible happen. Even the fact that the dramatic scenes always end with a weak joke make it seem like Wanda is trying to mask the illusion for herself. It's no coincidence that Wanda hiding Vision's magic was the climax of the second episode. She is doing everything she can to make her perfect world, and it isn't quite working. See for yourself. The commercials both mention traumatic catalysts of Wanda's past, a Stark Industries toaster, and the Strucker watch. The changes are shocking, too. Mr. Hart choking on the strawberry and Dottie's bloody hand can give you whiplash in the best way possible. I have no idea what's going on with Sword in the background, or that the show seems to be real, or everything with Maria Rambeau.
I expect this show to take some wildly unexpected turns,
And I am here for it.
oh yes, and I also made the happy couple myself. Why don't you wish them the best? For those who haven't seen it, what did you think? I could understand being very put off by these first episodes, especially if you're not used to old sitcoms, so don't be afraid to say you didn't like it. My point here is that I really did. I'm very excited to see where the show goes, and I hope it keeps up the quality.
And so, until next time, later.